we're here. Yes. Oh!
Say hi, Clowny. Hi, children.
Someone's wanting to play, or else
Because
it disappears.
because my wife refuses to have it in the house.
Really?
Literally, she's like, "That's not coming in the house."
I love stuff like that.
I love it too, but she's like, "No, that's not coming in the house."
Didn't you say its eyes are light bulbs?
Yes, its eyes are light bulbs.
Yes. Like it's one of those like friction guns or
See, like,
something. You just
Yeah.
perfect.
Hello, children. My eyes glow.
Have you met my son? He has my eyes, can't you tell? And my smile. No, I've got a couple of like ventriloquist dummies, like really old ones at my place, and yeah, my wife hates them. Laura can't stand them. She just makes sure they stay in the Sonamburum. There was one time. This was when Nick briefly lived with me, where I went to, because he was afraid of those, and I was fucking with him. Nick Foster, he was in some of our movies. So I stuck one of them just like in the tub, like before he went in to go take a shower. I just heard him scream the next day.
Yes.
And then he didn't move it at all. So several hours went by, and I forgot I did that. So when I opened the door, I was like,
You're like, oh shit.
it took me back a little. Like, what's this creepy 2-year-old doing in my?
God damn it. Yeah, I mean, I will admit, it's creepy as fuck.
But it's
if this tells you about anything about the man who raised me, this is what my dad slept with every night as a child. So that tells you a lot about how I was raised. If you didn't already understand by who I am and what I'd say. But yeah, this...
When you see poor Georgie and it and Pennywise in the sewer, you're like, I don't see anything wrong with this.
He just misunderstood. He just wants to play and get a balloon.
It's raining out. Was he going to
Come
stand outside? Yeah, he's in the sewer. It's not raining down there. It might be a little smelly, you know.
Wanted to give him the boat back, man.
We got out of... we just got out of game night, and we mentioned this when Laura and I reviewed Annihilation yesterday, where I was texting you and was like, it'll be one of these two movies. I'm not sure which one, because they are taking their sweet ass time to put their schedule out for Thursday. So they did end up putting like an Annihilation on Thursday night, and Laura was more interested in that than game night, even though she does want to see game night too. So yeah, we came to game night on Friday night, and when I pulled in here, I don't know about you, but when I pulled in here, it was the parking lot was fucking packed. Yeah. The parking lot was fucking packed, so I was like, oh right, it's Friday night. It's not Thursday, so it's significantly more packed right now.
Well, that and Black Panther's still playing, which I'm sure it's still getting a healthy bank. So
no, they were there for every day. For the YA movie Every Day that Sarah and I went to go see. So Game Night is a new comedy with Jason Bateman, Rachel McAdams, Lamorne Morris, Billy Magnuson, is that?
Yeah.
A bunch of Kyle Chandler, yeah. And it starts out where it's about this couple. You see the origin of Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams' relationship in the movie, where they're a married couple in the movie, but we see how they met, and we're shown how they're very, very competitive gamers. Like, they meet at like a bar trivia night, but they love like board games, like strategy games, trivia, all kinds of stuff. So they're both very competitive with one another, and they and their friends all have game nights with each other. And if you see the trailer, you know that Kyle Chandler plays the really, really wealthy, like popular, good-looking older brother of Jason Bateman, and he wants to host like a murder party or a murder mystery party over at his mansion, but it turns out he actually is kidnapped, and for a while the six group of friends all think that this is just part of this murder mystery game night thing, but not terribly long after they figure out that something actually is like real, and it's around the time Jason Bateman actually gets shot. That's in the trailer too.
Yeah,
but this is honestly a very funny movie. It's a really, really entertaining film.
Yeah, it seems like Jason Bateman, when he's in a movie, it's very hit and miss lately. So this one was more of a hit than a miss.
It was. There were far more, as far as the jokes in this movie go, there were far more hits than misses in this. And Jason Bateman, this I would say is his best since Horrible Bosses, as far as his movies go.
Yeah.
Ozark was a pretty good show on Netflix that came out like last year, I think. But you can tell a significant difference between him in this movie and him in Office Christmas Party. Like, yeah, like he is playing that sarcastic Jason Bateman type character, but whereas in Office Christmas Party, it's a movie where everyone is just put on autopilot. Here, there is heart behind his performance. You can tell that everyone really does see the quality of this script.
He's having fun with this movie, whereas something in like Office Christmas Party, he was just kind of going, okay, yeah, let's do this. Like, which is easy for him to do because he has gotten
good at it.
Yeah, he's gotten it down to perfection anymore. Just that the snark and everything. There's not a lot of people to do it better than he does anymore.
It feels like he's playing a character in this. Like, he and his wife are going through their own issues. He has his own issues with his brother. So there is some weight to this character versus something like, again, Office Christmas Party, where he's just there to be snarky through the whole thing. Like everyone in that movie was just kind of playing whatever acting stereotype they were in that film. There's a lot of things that this comedy does so much better than all of the bad comedies that I see lately. One of them in particular is this movie has solid direction and solid writing. The person who directed, I think it's two people directed this, but they are really good at directing these actors. It's all kept to, like, maybe there's a little, like, improving here and there, maybe, I'm not sure, but for the most part, it feels like they are directing these actors to be these characters. They are sticking to these characters they're playing. They're sticking to a script versus some bullshit like I see time and time and time again, like shit like The House, where it's like, okay, who gives a shit about the script? We have these actors who audiences like, so let's just throw them in front of the camera
and see what comes out.
Yeah, fuck me. Like, I get so sick of that goddamn shit. This one, no, they're crafting a really solid comedy here. And again, like I said, more often than not, the jokes really do work in this film. And it does a thing that I like too, that I used to like this. I used to see this a lot in some older comedies where if there was a comedy that had like action elements to it, it would be shot like the movie would be shot like an action film. Or if it was a comedy that maybe had some horror elements, it'd be shot like it was a horror film.
Right.
This movie is shot and edited like it's a suspense mystery thriller.
Yeah.
Especially with the soundtrack. It's got this like 80s kind of Tangerine Dream soundtrack going on to it, and I really liked that a lot.
Kind of playful, kind of sinister.
Yeah.
Yeah, just providing the, baseline level for the movie.
Yeah, almost like this Giorgio Moroder soundtrack going on in the film. I really like that. And when there's action stuff going on, especially some of the chases, it's kind of shot like it's like a De Palma thriller, like the way it shoots some of the cars. And I even like little things they did too about the establishing shots kind of look like they're sort of a game board. You know what I mean?
when they're zooming, I think it was.
Yeah.
It was a really smooth transition. They went from a high overhead shot of this suburb, and it looks like a game board, and then as you zoom in, it becomes the house, and it was pretty seamless as far as from looking like a fake game board to it actually being a house. Which was kind of I noticed that I was like, that's different, but that's a neat little trick that they pulled there.
Yeah, and like the fight scenes too, and the gun fights they're shot and edited like they are like a taut, like dark mystery thriller.
Like the jump cut and then pulling outside of the house
Yeah.
as they're moving through each room. It was
like that chase scene where they're all trying to get that Fabergé egg, and it's all shot like it's this.
It's like one take type.
Yeah.
Yes. That was definitely a De Palma thing where it's just like they're just basically playing catch with this egg, and it's going person to person, but it's the camera's continuously moving seamlessly through the entire shot as it's going around. So
I really respect that about this film. Like it is written and acted and directed by people who really care about putting out like a quality, funny, goofy comedy. Like I enjoy.
I'm just saying the premise of this, you could have easily just thrown something out, just like, you know what?
Yeah.
We've got all these actors, they're good at what they do, just throw them out and see what happens. Yeah, you're right, this one does not do that. This one sticks pretty close to the script and doesn't really vary, which, I mean, given the subject matter, I feel like an actual sticking to the script was necessary to keep the plot flowing and keep it going. It could really go off the rails real quick.
And not saying that there can't be good, like, improv that's thrown into movies. You know, this one possibly has a little bit too, but
not when every other line's an improv. You know, it's
when that's all it is, like some bullshit, like the house or like God, fuck, I don't know, that fucking Rough Night movie that
half the shit that Melissa McCarthy puts out. You know,
right, we got a trailer for that new movie in front of this.
Fucking physical comedy with her again. I was like, God damn it, you guys were doing so good.
I mean, maybe it'll be one of those situations like Spy where a lot of that was in the trailer, but then in the actual movie
I hope so. Yeah, it's
the characters are really solid in this film. I really like Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams' chemistry in the movie.
Oh yeah.
And there's a plot with Lamorne Morris from New Girl and his wife where he like finds out she slept with a celebrity in the past, and there's a really funny flashback involving that. That's really funny. And Billy Magnuson, forgive me if I'm mispronouncing that. Like I make fun of this poor guy a lot because he was Steve in fucking Birth of the Dragon, that movie with Bruce Lee where it was from the point of view of a fictitious guy named Steve. Like, I bring that up a lot, and I feel bad because every other thing I've seen him in, he is really good. He was good. He was really good in Ingrid Goes West, and he's funny here too.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The guy who steals this movie though is
Jesse Plemons.
Jesse Plemons, who there's a lot of things in this movie where, and I really like it when goofy comedies do this, where it's like, this is something that is straight out of like a thriller. It just happens to be in a comedy. Jesse Plemons plays this insane, creepy ass neighbor of theirs who's this cop. He feels like he's one of the creepy ass cops from Detroit who's been planted into this goofy comedy.
Holy shit, yes. Just holding this like little white dog and just constantly petting it while he's just staring at you and talking. Why do you have 3 bags of Tostitos?
There was a 3-for-1 sale.
There was a
3-for-1 sale.
How does Frito-Lay make money doing that? It's like, holy fucking shit.
You see a little bit of it in the trailer where he backs into like he opens the door to his house and he just backs into the shadows. Like there's great stuff like that with him throughout this whole movie. He is great in this.
Yes, he is.
His ability in this movie to be creepy as shit and hilarious because of it is good. I've always really liked that actor a lot, and he's funny as fuck in this movie. There's this crazy scene like in his, because he's obsessed with his ex-wife and he got really creepy, and so they stopped inviting him to game night, and he has this shrine to his ex-wife that has his wedding pictures, and he even looks creepy in those.
He's got like 2 facial expressions. And it's the whole movie, just those 2. But it's great. That's the only 2 facial expressions he needs.
Yeah. Man, I loved it whenever he was on screen in this. And it's got... There's other actors who pop up in the movie, too. Danny Houston pops up in this. And one guy who I don't want to give it away, but one of the villains that this is all kind of leading to, and you kind of figure it is going to turn out to probably be someone familiar, because they're like, it ties into this mystery figure known as the Bulgarian, and when you see his picture on the police profile, he's got a hat covering his face,
obscured, yeah.
So you figure, like, okay, this is probably going to turn out to be like someone recognizable, and it is.
Yeah.
And when it does turn out to be this, I don't want to give it away, but when it does turn out to be this person, it was really cool, because he's an actor I really love, and I wish I saw it in more things.
Yeah, he hasn't been in a lot lately. I can't remember the last time I saw him in something.
I saw a couple of indie movies in the past couple of years, okay. But it's, as far as popping up in something like mainstream goes,
right?
God, it's been a few years, I think. But no, so that was a nice reveal, and no, I had a really good time at this movie, and from the trailer, I did think the trailer was fine, but like a lot of comedies anymore, it's like, well, the trailer could be all right, but it's kind of a crapshoot on how the movie will turn out. This one, no, they had a really good team behind this film. From everything from the actors, the direction, the writing, the editing, the soundtrack. No, they crafted a really, really funny movie here, and I had a really good time at this.
And it's also one of those movies that a few of the laughs are seen in the trailer, but there's enough in this movie that it isn't in the trailer. It's just,
yeah, there is, because that was one of the things I thought when I saw the trailer, where the trailer did have a few big laughs in it, and I was hoping, like, I hope these aren't the biggest laughs in the movie, or I hope they didn't give them away in the trailer. But no, there's plenty of good stuff here that you don't see in the trailer. So if you're, there's all different types of movies that are playing out right now. If you're in the mood just for something, fun and goofy and just to have a good time in, this is it. This is worth seeing. I recommend going to see this. What about you?
Oh, damn it!
Damn you, clown!
Shit!
You clown bastard!
Oh God, he's gone!
You did this. Oh, that would be fucking hilarious. Or he's still there, but he's a cat now.
As I'm closing the door, he just kind of slides down the back. He's like, what the fuck just happened? Get out. Time to go. My wife was right. God damn it.
Oh, I'm sure he's fine. I mean, he didn't hurt us, technically. So maybe he's a peaceful demon clown. Any other thoughts about the movie?
I had a lot of fun with it. I didn't really know what to expect going into it, knowing, especially with Jason Bateman films, because the last thing I saw, comedy-wise, of him was Office Christmas Party.
Yeah.
And I was very disappointed in that.
Yeah, that wasn't very good.
So
I saw that too.
I wasn't sure going into this what it's going to be like. Because I like stupid comedies, but...
And I do love Jason Bateman.
Oh, yeah. Jason Bateman is great.
Mm-hmm.
He has got the snark down pat. But yeah, I went into it. I didn't really have much in the way of expectations, but it was definitely a lot of fun. It was a good watch.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. It's well-paced. It's well-acted.
Mm-hmm.
They stay on script. The ideas aren't that preposterous, especially if you've seen... some of the metagaming that has come into fruition in the past 5-10 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like the murder mysteries, the real. It's got a bit of The Game.
Yeah, I was thinking that too.
It's The Game.
Yeah.
Just if the game was a little bit more lighthearted.
Yeah, dude.
And it didn't end with you trying to kill yourself.
Man, as much as I really like that movie, and I do, I dig the hell out of David Fincher's The Game, but this one is honestly more realistic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is what would really happen if somebody tried to do that shit.
Well, next week it's Death Wish and it's Red Sparrow, but I'm gonna be in Cleveland for Wizard World that weekend. But I'm gonna try to watch. Sarah and I are at an advanced screening of Love, Simon on Tuesday, but I'm gonna try to check out a couple of things on Netflix just to kind of throw up in the meantime for when I'm gonna be gone. And I'll see Death Wish and Red Sparrow when I get back to Springfield.
Well, that'll be an interesting
Double feature.
double feature.
If they're both bad, it probably still won't be the worst double feature I've had this year.
That's true.
I don't even know what that would be, but
I mean, my guess is Death Wish is just going to be one of those stupid shoot 'em up movies, and just
I do love vigilante movies. That movie doesn't look a fucking thing like Death Wish, but it looks like one of the Death Wish sequels. But
it's Bruce Willis, and he's charismatic enough to carry a movie like that. So who knows?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it's at least a fun vigilante movie because I do really like vigilante movies. So my thoughts on it was like, okay, well, I'm not gonna be expecting it to be like Death Wish, but maybe it'll be like Exterminator 2. And I can watch Exterminator 2.
Okay.
All right, everyone. Thanks a bunch in the chat for watching. Subscribe to us at youtube.com/Stoned Gremlin Productions. Follow us on Twitter at The Cinema Snob. And thanks, everyone in the chat. I'll see you soon.
Say goodnight, Clowny.
Good night. The fuck?
Maybe.